We're back this week for another edition of Akau TV, and we're joined today by Akau racing manager Reese Trumper. Reese, what's going on in your world today, mate?
Hey, Hazy and viewers. Very quiet at the moment, Hazy. Quiet week for us at the stable, but we're looking forward to a big weekend.
Fantastic. And a wonderful week of racing it was, Reese. Great to see On the Bubbles back in the winner's circle there at Ashburton on Monday.
It was a good effort from the horse. I thought it was a great ride by Warren. He got the horse into a good rhythm early and he exploded. It was great to see him back in good form, and now we'll get him ready for his stewards.
And Mesben, you've been spruiking this horse for a while here on Akau TV, and good to see him get the chocolates there as well.
She's been a good mare to us. Obviously, the placing in the Oaks was a big result for her team of owners, and she'd been a bit stiff in her first 3 runs, so to get her up to 2-2 on a dry deck was key to her, and it was a great ride by Warren. I thought he picked the gaps when they were there, and she was strong to the line, and she'll get ready for the Metropolitan now.
And Star of Justice was impressive, winning the Group 3 Barneswood Farm Stakes. Really enjoyed the step up in distance there, and beat a very game Viva Vienna there on the line to Quinella the race.
She's a filly that's just taken a little while to develop, but she's getting there every day now, and it was a strong performance. I thought she probably got the run of the race. I think if you swap the runs, you could probably swap the results, but she was strong to the line, and the mile will be no worries to her, and she'll head into the 1,000 guineas next time and be competitive.
Does Viva Vienna press on there as well, Reese?
She will likely press on. Yep, we'll just monitor her over the next few days, but that looks like the likely race for her as well.
Fantastic. Well, we've got horses everywhere this week. So Friday at Maui, we have got Savoir Fair going around. Lord Dynastic lines up there on Sunday in the Evoca Cup, Saturday, and I believe we've got runners at Horsham as well. So Prano Supreme's found its way over there. And also Secure Whiff, obviously, in Zuri and there at Caulfield on Saturday. We've got a team of runners it's at Te Rapa and Trentham, and there's one runner hiding away at Ashburton. So horses everywhere, and there's potentially going to be a very good week of racing coming up as well, Reece.
It looks like that. Really looking forward to this weekend. It's good having the Australian interest as well. Keeps us on our toes and really busy anyway.
Absolutely, and we're going to catch up with Ben Gleeson a bit later on after we talk through the New Zealand runners with you, and we're going to kick off there in, where should we start, Te Rapa or Trentham? Where would you like to start?
We'll go Trentham, eh?
Good as gold. Well, Trentham, we kick off there in race number 4, the Wellington Racing Club Life Members Open Handicap 1200. 2 runners take their place. Perfect scenario, draws barrier 12 with Seal Butler on board, claiming 3 kilos.
He's an older horse now, so he'll probably not muster as much speed out of the gates like all these younger horses, but he trolled up really good at Matamata the other day, and he's forward enough for a bold showing, but I do think there's probably a couple a bit slicker than him in this.
And Fashion Shoot, impressive last start winner, draws barrier 6 with Nurajam Palmer on board, claiming 1.
She was great first up. I thought it was a great ride by Palmer that day at Hastings, and she's trolled up good again at Matamata the other day. She's drawn a nice barrier. She should get into a nice spot. And off the way her form was last season, and then coming into this season winning first up, she'll be very hard to beat.
And over to Te Rapa on Saturday, where you kick off there in race 7, the Group 2 James and Annie Sarden Memorial. For the 3-year-olds, set weight conditions over 1,400 and taken out there by Wild Knight last year. The Embellish Gelding, What You Wish For, lines up against a pretty credible bunch of 3-year-olds. They've got the 2,000 guineas favourite in Cressetti there, the unbeaten Lupo Solitario. So it's a pretty good field for him to try and claim Group 2 honours there.
It is a great field. He's got the blinkers and dung tie added on Saturday, and his work in that on Tuesday was great. Vinny came in and galloped him on Tuesday for us, and he thought he worked like a winner. So it's giving us a lot of confidence going forward. He's a horse that hasn't done a hell of a lot wrong on race days of yet. He's got an explosive turn of foot, and he'll be given every opportunity from a good barrier to show that on Saturday.
And race 9 there, the ProTech Coatings Mile, rating 75 benchmark. 2 runners engaged. Pop the bubbles there for Tony Ryder, and Family Ties there for for a good career bonus.
Pop the Bubbles probably is looking for a little more moisture in the deck. She just had a couple of little niggling issues after her last start win, but she's looking good and coming to hand well. The mile will suit her, but a bit of rain around would help her for sure. And Family Ties probably be ideal if she was back in the 65 grade before we can start stepping her up over ground. She's a staying filly, but as long as she's hitting the line strongly, we'll be happy.
And race 10, the New Zealand Bloodstock Ready to Run Sale Trainer Series 1300. It's a rating 75 benchmark. Now, we haven't seen Accidental Tourist this season. What can we expect here as he makes his 4-year-old debut?
Well, I would have labelled him as my best bet until I saw the draw. He doesn't really, sometimes he doesn't jump out of the gate, so he'll probably get back from that draw. He has drawn the widest, but he's certainly got the most ability out of anything in that race. He's on a path, hopefully, towards the 4-year-old $1 million race. But whatever he does on Saturday, he's certainly going to improve off.
And race 7 there, number 7 there, Kai, draws barrier 8 with Warren Kennedy on board.
She's a very genuine mare. I thought she hit the line very strongly over 1200 the other day at Matamata. So the step up to 1300 looks ideal to her. She has an okay record at Te Rapa. She's probably a filly that would like a little moisture in the deck as well, but she tries her hardest whenever she's at the races and she can't be discounted.
And back to the happy hunting ground there at Ashburton on Sunday, race 3, the wide span sheds 3-year-old set weight and penalties 1300. Taliska won its last 2 starts there. George Barrier 4 with Sam William on board.
He hasn't done anything wrong this preparation. We did the right thing pulling him out of Riccarton and going to Timaru the other day. It was a great effort from the horse to keep up the gallop and win the way he did. So step up the 1300 looks ideal for him. Sam Weatherly has ridden the horse before for a second in a Group 2, so he gets on with the horse really well. And from a nice draw, he looks like he's going to be very, very hard to beat.
Fantastic. Well, you've been in good form recently, Reese. And can you give us a best bet? I'm going to let you go to Australia if you would like. You can go to Avoca, you can go anywhere to Caulfield, or you can stay in New Zealand. Where are you going to go?
Look, we'll go. We'll wait until Sunday at Ashburton. We'll go to Taliska.
Fantastic. Well, Taliska there on Sunday at the happy hunting ground of Ashburton, which will be another hopefully good result for the team there as Taliska heads towards the 2,000 guineas path as well. But thanks for your time, Reese. We're crossing over to Ben Gleeson very shortly in the Cranbourne Barn. Of course, we've got Imperatriz lining up in the Manikato next week on Cox Plate Day, so plenty of exciting racing action coming up. But we'll see you soon, Reese, and thanks for your time.
Cheers, Hazy.
Well, we've just crossed over from Reese Trumper running through the New Zealand runners, and now we're heading straight to Cranbourne to talk to Benny Gleeson there at the Cranbourne Barn. How are you, Ben?
I'm good. How are you, Hamish?
Not too bad, thank you. Not too bad. Looks like the sun's shining over your left shoulder there. What's the weather been like in Melbourne recently?
Yeah, this is a rarity today. It's been absolutely bucketing down this week. Torrential rain, but the grass is growing, and I think the next 4 days we've got 24, 25 degrees. So I'd say spring's finally hitting us, and hopefully the wet weather's behind us.
Awesome. And we last caught up just before the Moya there, which Imperatriz took out in absolutely astonishing fashion again. Can you just talk about her quickly and how she's prepping heading more towards the Manikato in a week's time?
Yeah, she was incredible. I think blew us all away again. I'm sure coming around the home turn, we all had our hearts in our mouth thinking, is she going to get there? But she just showed that world-class turn of foot and another track record, which is hard to believe. She's broken her own one. But yeah, she had a quiet week after that win. She had a little gallop, which was very good work. And then we took her to Flemington yesterday down the straight. We were really fortunate to be given the chance to gallop her down the straight. And she just sat off Sons Doot, who will race on Sunday, and just worked the absolute house down, to be honest. Definitely the best piece of work I've seen her do. And you can see within herself, her coat's coming on. She's now dappled all over herself, and she couldn't look any better, and her work couldn't be any better either.
Awesome. And it was good to see Rubicon Crossing win there in Saturday Company as well, I think the day after. So it was a bit of a weekend out for the team there.
Yeah, it was. It was a fantastic result. It was good to see the filly do things better than what she'd been doing early days. She sort of learnt to settle behind them, travel, and really finish off. So, hopefully we've found the knack to her, and to go 3 winners. I think we're 3 winners from 8 runners, which is a great little strike rate. 3 winners from 7, sorry. So if we can keep that strike rate up, I'm sure we'll get all the right attention.
Awesome. Well, there's a handful of runners this weekend. Firstly, kicking off there in Moe on Friday, so we might run through that race first. I think it's race 1, the maiden plate, over 1,100 metres. One for Fortuna there, which we haven't seen. Races on debut. That's footed through a 3-year-old gelding. How is he coming up leading into this race?
Yeah, he's going good. Mark and I have just recently chatted. We're going to probably wait with him now. So there's a race next Saturday on Cox Plate Day at a place called Yarra Valley. So 1,000-metre 3-year-old. It just means we can give him an extra week. He trialled really good his first jump out. His first jump out was super. Mick D got up and said, I think this goes pretty good. And then his second one, he just met heavy ground. He didn't handle it at all. So we just had to wait for this wet weather to go away, which means he probably won't run this week in the end. And we're going to take him to Moonee Valley on Tuesday morning for a day out, give him a gallop there with Imperatrice, and then target Cox Plate Day at Yarra Valley, which generally comes up a pretty average meeting. So I'd hope he can go there and be every chance.
Nice. And at race 8 there, the BM78 handicap over the
Bit of building going on, sorry.
I've got a chainsaw going out there. That's right. Cool. Give us a bit of a look in the barn there as well. It looks pretty.
Yeah, we've got big feed room in here. So, we've got pretty impressive area. And then you'll see our barns down the end there. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome. We can't wait to see that at some point. And just the next runner there, Savoir Fair over the mile. The riding was on the wall where he was a pretty unlucky first up runner there at Flemington on that Sunday meeting. How's he progressed since his last run?
Yeah, he's flying, honestly. Stiff not to win first up, but nearly a month between runs now. He's freshened up really well. He's certainly ready for the mile. Had a few really good surging gallops, and we popped him over the hurdles this morning just to really spark him up. And the horse has just absolutely flourished with a bit of travel, I think, and a new environment. So pretty confident with him going to Moe, to be honest. So we're hoping he draws a gate. Moe can be a tight little track, so you do need to get some favours with the barriers. But if he could draw within the first 5 to 6 barriers and posse up, I think he's really hard to beat.
Awesome. And the Cricket Million favourite there, the winner of the Cricket Million, and Lord Dynastic, is he going to take his place? He's 19th on the ballot in the Moe Cup there later in the card.
We'll wait one day with him. So there's a race, there's an Evoca Cup, which is a country cup about 3 hours away from Melbourne. Just also, we want to get his confidence up. He needs to go and sort of put a field away and get a win on the board. So we are going back to sort of a bit of a lower class race, but we'd love to see him go there and assert himself. And if he can get a win on the board, then we can certainly look back at Metro grade and working his way back up through the distances and the ranges.
We'll keep an eye out there for Lord Dynastic and the Evoca Cup there on Sunday, and across there to Caulfield on Saturday. Obviously, it's a big week with the Caulfield Carnival, the Cups there on their Ben. It'll be a good day to be on course with a handful of runners and quite smart runners in that. So, race 4, the 1,000 Guineas prelude over 1,400 metres. Zurian seemed to get knocked over on the corner there at the Valley. She looked like she was going to run into the money that day, and there's probably a chance here at odds, I would have thought. Yeah,
definitely. Again, another horse that's coming across. She's taken a week or so to settle in, and she's put a bit of weight on, and she's really done well in herself. So Coates come on. I think even though that race didn't pan out very well, and she was back in sort of a hustle and bustle type situation, I think it would have done her the world of good, give her a bit of confidence. Sometimes when you see a horse go for a gap and get squeezed and they pop out the back, but she shot through the gap and kept finding the line, which I thought was very encouraging. So if she can get a kind of barrier for the weekend and, again, posse up closer to the speed and get a kind of run in transit, I think you'll really see her hitting the line strongly. And it's probably an average bunch of fillies. Mike Moroney's filly is probably going to be the one to beat, but I think we were just impressive hitting the line, and I think she's well over the odds.
Awesome. And race 10 there, the Tristark Stakes over 1,400 metres. Skew Whiff, has she gone and learned a few barrier manners since her last start scratching?
Yeah, she certainly has. There's a bit of a wonder man called Julian Welsh over here who is just an amazing horseman with horses with barrier issues. And basically within a couple of days, he had her walking in without a blindfold, without any headgear on, just standing there for for as long as he wanted to. And I think the week out there has done her mentally the world of good. I think she's a bit more relaxed in herself. And she had a jump out on Monday. She stood in the gates for 5 minutes without anything on. And then she sort of blazed up and won by 4 or 5. So she's flying. And again, if she can draw a kind barrier, I think, it's a competitive enough group of fillies, but I think she's certainly the one to beat.
Fantastic. Well, there you go, Skill F. And of course, the owner's Waikato Stud won the Golden Eagle last year. And I'm sure that if she puts her hand up there on Saturday, she'll be up for a race there on over that 1,500 metres at Rosehill as well.
Yeah, hopefully. Given that things didn't go to plan first up and we've had to run 2 weeks later, we've still got time. We've still got a fortnight until the Golden Eagle if Mark Chittick and the boss Mark are happy to go there. So if she can win on Saturday, she certainly gives herself every chance of going up there.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for your time, Ben. And I think we'll catch you probably next week as we head into the big Group 1 there on Saturday as well. So have a good week and good luck on Saturday as well.
Thanks, Hamish.